It's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Tuesday night, June the 17th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for Daily Canucks Insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I don't like that shadow back there, but I'm going to worry about that another time. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm starting 15 minutes early tonight because I knew that I'd have a lot to talk about between the Stanley Cup game, especially now that Florida has won, and the Abbotsford Canucks game. And I always feel so rushed on Tuesdays because, as you know, I like to chop the stream between 11:40 and 11:45. So just starting 15 minutes earlier today, just so I don't have to rush off. And but I don't want to make this a permanent thing because it's kind of weird to have 11 o'clock, then 10:45, and then 11. Although I guess sometimes I do 11:15 on Mondays. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I might actually get the person who does the 1 o'clock time. You know how I do midnight to 1 at my church, and then there's a 1 to 2 a.m. I can swap with that person, see if she can come at midnight. Then I can go at 1 a.m. and then I don't have to cut my show short at 11:45. I can go all the way to midnight. Okay, that was probably half of you saying, who cares? I don't care. Let's just start talking. So I agree. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support. And by the way, you may have noticed, and I know she's talked about it already, Carol Bovenlander is officially a member again, like an official inside of YouTube member. Carol and I worked some magic. We made it work. So it's nice to see that the membership symbol beside Carol's name. And it also means that, among other things, she can attend all the member live streams now. And she can actually gift memberships if she wants to and make donations, all those things. Carol, I'm not saying that you have to do that. But now you have the ability to do so. So that's pretty cool. So thanks to all of my members for your support. Thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, you know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel. You can get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that the Panthers won the Stanley Cup, if that's what you're into. Like the fact that Roberto Luongo has another cup, if that's what you're into. Like the fact that Brad Marchand has another cup, if that's somehow what you're into. Like the fact that the Oilers lost, if you are into that. Like the fact that Abbotsford Canucks won. I know we're all into that. Like the fact that we're building great community. Like the fact that Carol is actually a legend now and a member in full force. So that's pretty cool too. And just like the fact that we can hang out together tonight and talk about some hockey. You can like the video. No, I just said that. You can leave a donation. And Swervin Yrvin, I think, got the donation train out of the station. So we will, and remember, every time you donate, you get to see one of my brand new donation videos. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So as I mentioned, Swervin Yrvin actually donated early, even before I got on here. So let's recognize that right now. So thank you, Swervin Yrvin, for the donation. And here's your favorite video. So Swervin Yrvin with the donation, $3, gets the donation train out of the station. Thank you. Speaking of Swervin Yrvin, no surprise, he is leading the leaderboard. He's at 450 experience points. I don't know how you get them, but obviously he does. Simon is second with 125. And then we have Line Change and Coach Rob at 100. So thanks. I don't know how you, well, actually I know how you're doing it, Swervin Yrvin, but I won't reveal your secret. So thank you, Swervin Yrvin, for the $3 donation. But we ain't done. Russell, I'm not sure if you've seen any of these videos yet, so let's give you this one. Everything is Perfect, whose stream I was able to watch a lot of tonight. He's doing great job. He had a huge number, of course, because the Abbotsford game is behind the Flow Hockey paywall. Russell and his lovely wife, Crystal, did a great job of breaking down the game, and it was a great game to break down. So he says, Canuck Clay's an absolute legend. I appreciate you so much, sir. Chad is very excited to meet you on Thursday. Thank you so much for the dono. No problem. I was happy to support you and Rev Trev tonight because I want to put my money where my mouth is. I keep saying that I support you, and I keep saying that I support Trev. And it's one thing to give advice, which you don't need, give you affirmation, which everyone needs. But if I could throw a bit your way just to, even if it's just to treat your lovely bride, I wanted to do so. So thank you. Let's give some love to Russell in the chat, being a member of this the CCC for 6 months now, which is awesome. Oh, and I think I'm lagging. I'm going to try one thing real quick. It's weird. I'm wired, but on my StreamYard, it's saying that I'm on a Wi-Fi connection that's only half decent. We'll see how we do. If we can make it work, we will make it work. So thanks again, Russell. But we ain't done. Legendary Carol Bovenlander back in the house with an active credit card. I love it. She gifts 5 memberships. Let's give you a video, Carol, you deserve. Let's give you this one. So thank you, Carol, for your generous donation. By the way, nice picture. I helped Carol crop that for her, but it didn't have anything to do with the subject. Carol, looking good, Carol. And memberships go to Brad, Steel Dog, the aforementioned Kempner Canucks, Robo, and Van Isle Alley. So welcome to all of you. And I'm going to, I see the lag. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to try one thing on my computer and try and get the lag away. But in the meantime, let's give some love to Carol in the chat for her generosity as always. Okay, give me 2 seconds, you guys. I don't want this to drive us all crazy for the whole show. And let's see if that helps things. I just changed one thing on my stream settings, so let's see if that helps. And if not, we will just make it work for the entire night. All right, let's see if that works. We are not done with the generosity. Major Minor comes in, gifting a membership. So we got to give you a video. You get this one. So thank you, Major Minor, for the membership gift, and it goes to Ricky. So Ricky, welcome to franchise membership, and let's give some love to Major Minor on the stream. Okay, let's get into this. I'll figure out the lagging issues another time. We have no time to waste, even with the... Oh, you haven't seen the gritty before? Okay, just for you, Russell, you get to see it one more time. Not the best looking dance, but I was going to say nothing I do is good looking, but everything I do is good looking because I'm the founder of the GLCPC. By the way, we ain't done. Line change. You have a request for looking like Jake Wallman. Line change. You got 10 seconds. You got a request for which video you have. So let's give some line change love in the chat. Legendary line change with a $3 donation. What does he want? What does Tyler want? By the way, I'm meeting Tyler for dinner tomorrow. He won this like a month ago, but we are meeting for dinner. He wants any video. All right, you're getting this one. Yes, that is me almost breaking my leg while filming a music video. Let's give some love to Tyler in the chat. Thank you for your donation, Tyler. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about first the Abbotsford Canucks. And if Russell is still in the chat, he can certainly correct anything that I say that is incorrect. But this game was behind a paywall, and after Charlotte scored the first goal, we completely romped them, which is amazing. I don't think Charlotte has ever let in 6 goals in a playoff game. I don't think they've even let in more than 3 goals in a playoff game. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But I do know that we romped them. So they actually scored first in the first period. And check out this name, Oliver Okulier or Okulier. Anyways, he had a nice deflection of a Matt Kiersted point shot, guessed by Shilovs. And I'm happy to say that is the only goal that got past Archer's Shilovs tonight. It was an arty party indeed, because after that, 6 straight goals by the Vancouver Canucks. No, Abbotsford Canucks. Some of these guys might be Vancouver Canucks. First, it was Sammy Blais, and I love this was a. If you watch this is a power play goal, and if you ever see the replay of this one, Archie Baines and Linus Karlsson did some really good work on the half boards, and then Karlsson whips a backhand pass through the seam, like harder than I could probably shoot it forehand, but a backhand pass right on a Sammy Blais stick. He does some nice stick handling, and he scores and ties it up 1-1. Olioku. Okay, that's Olioku. Huh? Olioku. Okulier. I'm calling him Double O from now on. Second goal for the Canucks, and the next 5 were in the third period. It was Karlsson on a nice cross ice pass on the crease, at the crease from Max Sasson. So that was early in the third, and the Canucks were up 2-1. And then Archie Baines tries to center it to Linus Karlsson, almost at an identical spot. But although Karlsson waved at it with a stick, it was actually the Charlotte Checker defenseman who put it in. That was on the power play. So Archie Baines was credited with that goal. Then Di Giuseppe scores later on. It was basically a 2-on-1. Shilovs heads the puck up. Then Di Giuseppe comes down the left side. He's got Lekkerimäki. He's coming down the right side. Lekkerimäki played for once. But Di Giuseppe takes the puck and shoots it himself and beats the Charlotte goaltender. So it was 4-1. Then Baines scores in an empty net, which was nice. And then Tristan Nielsen, after that, intercepts a horrible pass up the middle by Charlotte. And he scores not in an empty net, after an empty net goal. And that is the final 6-1. Shots were even 29-29, so you can tell who the better goalie was. Abbotsford power play, 2 for 2. Amazing. And then we just look at the stats for Abbotsford. Archdeep Baines with a 4-point night, 2-2. Linus Karlsson with a 4-point night, 1-3. Who else had a big night? I thought, no, I guess those are the ones, 4-4. That makes sense. And then you had Di Giuseppe with a goal. You had Max Sasson with an assist, Sammy Blais with a goal, Tristan Nielsen with a goal, Willanen and Mancini with assists as well. And then Archer Shilovs makes 28 saves on 29 shots, and Kapokakinen only makes 23 saves on 28 shots and lets 1 goal. One of them was an empty netter. Crowd looked great. I saw a lot of tweets from people that were there. Gave me a bit of FOMO until I remembered that I'm going on Thursday night with my lovely wife, Gail. So I'm excited for that. That's why, if you guys figured that out, I'm streaming tomorrow night, but not on Thursday night, just so I don't have to race home from Abbotsford. Especially if, too bad they can't clinch the cup. Like I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but because they lost game 2, they will not sweep in game 4, but they could take a commanding 3-1 lead on Thursday night. So if you were at the game in the first intermission, I'm going to step outside I don't know the Abbotsford Arena as well as I know Rogers Arena. So I don't know if I'm walking into like a washroom or something, or a place where we can't meet, but I'm sitting in section 105. So that's where we're going to meet people. So during the first interview, if you're at the game on Thursday night and you want to say a quick hello and just chat about the game, come to section 105 for the first intermission. Not into the section. I'll step out of the section in the concourse and we'll meet at 105. And if it gets too busy there, then we can move a couple sections left or right, just because I don't know. Actually, anyone who's been in the Abbotsford Arena, let me know it's on one of the ends. I don't know whose net I'm sitting behind, but I know I'm sitting behind a net, and I'm in section 105. So once I go to the concourse, is there space there, or do I got to move left or right? Let me know. I would love to know where I should meet people, and otherwise I will just figure it out. So there's a quick recap of the Abbotsford Charlotte game. It was very nice to see Abbotsford go up 2-1 on a night they won 6-1, where Baines had 4 points, where Linus Karlsson had 4 points, and that line of, I think it was Bane Sasson, right? And Sasson only had 1 point on the night, but still was very good. Had 5 shots on goal, led with Ty Mueller. Ty Mueller and Max Sasson had 5 shots on goal apiece. So a great, great win for the Abbotsford Canucks. And again, I will see you there on Thursday night if you're there during the first intermission. Now let's talk about the Panthers and Oilers. And my first question to you was actually, how are you feeling about this Panthers Oilers series? How are you feeling that the Panthers won? And I did a quick poll, and let's see what the results were of this poll. So I said, how are you feeling about the Panthers Stanley Cup win? 43% of you saying fine, 41% of you saying awesome. So 84% in the upper half. Then only 13% saying disappointed, and 2% saying they feel horrible about the win. Now, I just want to reiterate to you guys, in case you were wondering or in case anyone cares, I actually didn't care who won. I wasn't cheering for Edmonton because they're Canada's hope. I wasn't cheering against Edmonton because they're in our division. I'm not petty like that. I wasn't cheering for Edmonton to say that the winner could come out of the Pacific Division either, though. I wasn't cheering for Florida because they had ex-Canucks, Gustav Forsling, Nate Schmidt, and Jonah Gadjevich, Roberto Luongo as an exec. I wasn't cheering for Edmonton because they had Podkolzin and Stetcher. I wasn't cheering against Florida because they had Brad Marchand. I just wanted to see good hockey. And I think for the most part, especially the first 4 games, we saw good hockey. I think the last 2 games were the hockey was fine, but we saw a clear difference emerge between the 2 teams. And that's not to say, it's not like Edmonton's bad. It's not like Stuart Skinner sucks. It's not like McDavid is a crybaby. Like, I don't believe any of those narratives. And I'm not going to sit here and rag on the Oilers. Of course, they want to win. Of course, they feel horrible. Of course, people who don't like Edmonton are going to hope that McDavid leaves or that team disintegrates. But they got to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row. Last year, they were 1 goal away from winning after making a massive comeback. And they're without a doubt the best team in the Western Conference. So I don't know how anyone not jokingly can rag on them and to say that they stink or that they're no good or laugh at that. Well, you can do whatever you want, just like I can do whatever I want. I actually didn't even pick. I forgot to pick who I thought was going to win. I kind of sat on the fence. I thought Florida was going to win if I was pushed to pick a winner. But then I also then in the same breath would say, but I feel like it's McDavid's time. So obviously it wasn't McDavid's time, and it wasn't. And it was Florida's time. And I think in other streams, I'll talk about how the Canucks can emulate the Florida Panthers or how they might not be able to emulate Florida. Really quickly, I'll say this. I think our goaltending can be as good as Florida's. I think our defense is comparable, not better, but comparable to Florida's. But where Florida is much better than the Vancouver Canucks is their forward group. And I think you could almost take any of the Florida top 6 over almost every single player in our top 6. Their first line of Reinhart, Barkov, and Verhaeghe. Come on, our second line of Tkachuk and Bennett. No, I had that wrong. Yeah, was it Tkachuk, Bennett, and Verhaeghe, and then Reinhart? Sorry, it was Rodriguez, Tkachuk, and Bennett as one line, and then Reinhart, Verhaeghe, and Barkov as the other line. And then your third line is Marchand with Lundell and Lucier. And so really, 3 really good lines. And like I said, you could probably take any of the top 6 from Florida and put them over any one player of our top 6 from this past season with JT Miller gone and with PD struggling. When PD's on top of his game, no, he's right up there with, at least from a points perspective with Barkov and with Tkachuk, and should be a better point producer technically than Reinhart and Bennett. But, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. One other thing I'll say too, I tweeted about this. What was fascinating is in the game, you had 2 of the top 4 picks in 2013, and that would be, what was it? It was Draisaitl and Jones. Yes. No, that's not right. It was Jones and Barkov. I should just show my tweet. Actually, I'll just read it because I just found it very fascinating. So in this game, in this final, you had two of the top 4 picks in 2013. Barkov, who was second overall, and Seth Jones, who was fourth overall. And then you had the first 4 picks in 2014 draft in the game. Ekblad was number 1. Reinhart was number 2. Draisaitl was number 3. Bennett was number 4. And then McDavid was first overall in 2015. So obviously Florida did not draft all those guys. They traded for Jones. They traded for Reinhart. They traded for Bennett. And then they drafted Ekblad, Barkov, and I'm missing one. No, they drafted Ekblad and Barkov, and they traded for Jones, Reinhart, and Bennett. Bennett drafted by Calgary, Reinhart drafted by Buffalo. And one thing I'll say about Reinhart and Bennett, they were drafted in the top 4 in 2014. Then Bo Horvat was drafted the year before in 2013. And I remember when Vancouver would play Calgary, I would always get sick of the Hockey Night Canada guys calling him 18-year-old Sam Bennett. Or you guys might remember that whole meme, that whole joke, because they were talking about how mature that Sam Bennett was for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, whenever he broke in the league. And I remember I got sick of hearing that because he'd always be matched up against Bo Horvat in this 2C or 3C spot at the time. And look how good Bennett is. Conn Smythe winner now, MVP of the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. So before we get to the goals, let me get into another donation that I think I missed when I was blabbing. And yes, it was Swervin Yrvin. If he even requested a video, I don't know which one it is because I've been talking so much. So Swervin Yrvin, I'm going to give you this one, which we haven't seen. Oh, this is actually my low-key favorite. This is me making an amazing save at the Hockey Hall of Fame. Just watch my glove go flying off my hand here. So yes, I think definitely one of my better saves. Maybe Edmonton could have used me tonight. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All good. So thank you. Shout out to Swervin Yrvin for the donation. Shout out Roberto Tuongo. And Abby is Canada's team. Love it both. It's funny. Flow Hockey actually did a tweet tonight. They said, with the Oilers out, are the Abbotsford Canucks now Canada's team? And then the first reply was, not behind a paywall. By the way, are there any plans for them to show any more games for free, or was it just that first one and that is it? Okay, sorry everyone. So I missed a bunch of comments because I was blabbing there for a bit. You're welcome, Trev, for the generous donation. I'm pumped. Abby won. That's good. And I'll get to all of your comments in a little bit, but I just want to make sure that I talk a bit about these goals, and then it'll be perfect. Mitchell sponsor read. And yes, for those of you that came in a little bit late and wondering why the heck was the stream already going at 11 p.m., I started 15 minutes early tonight, knowing that there were 2 big games to talk about, and then remembering, of course, that Thursday night is the night where I have to end early. So let's go. Let's talk about these goals now. In the Edge Goal Visualizer, I did a goal breakdown video earlier, but if you didn't see it, then this will be new. And if you did see it, then why don't I go to the right game? That helps. I was on Saturday's game, so let's go to today's game. Yeah, so I did a goal breakdown already, but if you haven't seen it yet, then this will be news to you. So, and if you have seen it, just act surprised. This goal. Matthias Ekholm inexplicably passes the puck into Evan Bouchard's skates. But then Bouchard makes a very casual play, and Reinhart just takes it from him. And then, stop me if you've seen this before. Reinhart goes down the left side. Ekholm comes over to the right. And then Reinhart goes outside in and leaves Ekholm in the dust, falls down, puts it past Skinner, and then Bouchard gives a quick, nasty look to Ekholm for not only setting him up with a bad pass, but then for getting walked again for the second time in 2 games. 1-0 Florida, 4.5 minutes in. For all the talk about Edmonton needing a good start, this was not a good start. Then Matthew Tkachuk. And is it true that he said that he has a torn abductor? I understand that the abductor is in your hip. So is he saying that one of his hip muscles has come right off the bone? That's crazy. And now that I think about it, I may have an abductor issue, and I'm being 100% genuine. It sounds like I'm setting up for a bad joke. No, because after I tore my Achilles, after my hips got all wonky, I know that every night I'm sore and I have to massage gun my left hip, the same side that my Achilles got torn. So I wonder if my abductor, it's certainly not torn off the bone, but I wonder if I'm having some abductor issues. I guess I could go to a doctor and check it out. So here we go. Bouchard gives the puck up to Lundell. Then Yrvin comes in, and this is the key moment right here. Bouchard's got Lundell. Wallman, you think, is on Yrvin. Draisaitl watching Forsling. Kevin Bieksa even made this point that right here, it's a 2-on-3. You can argue it's a 3-on-4. Everything looks safe. But right here, Wallman's actually got to tell McDavid, hey, watch behind you because Tkachuk's coming. He might not use those exact words. Or he should, with McDavid's back towards Tkachuk, he should let McDavid with the speed check Yrvin, and then Wallman should come up and check Tkachuk. But neither happens. So now you see two guys. That's where I actually see, and I think the Hockey Night in Canada guys brought this up too. With McDavid's back turn, Wallman should have stepped up, but no one does. And now look how wide open Tkachuk is. You got Bouchard and Lundell screening Stuart Skinner. And then right from the slot, Tkachuk shoots it. Skinner can't see it. And now it's 2-0 for the Florida Panthers. The third goal, a nice goal by Reinhart, his second of the night. Actually, he had nothing to do with it. It was a good play by everyone else. So Verhaeghe shoots the puck, and he basically floats it. And it hits Stuart Skinner right here in the chest. So he didn't glove it, which he could have done. He didn't hard paddle it, hard blocker it to the corner. He just let it hit his chest, and it falls right there. It falls to Barkov with no one on him because all these three Oilers are way over here. So instead, Barkov tries to pass it to Reinhart. Reinhart's stick gets tied up by Nurse, but it goes off his skates. No kicking motion. And now it is 3-0 Florida. Third period, Edmonton has to pull their goalie early. So with, weird. They don't have goal visualizers for the two empty netters. That's strange. So just trust me when I say the first one is Barkov to Verhaeghe to Reinhart, three-way, pass away through neutral zone, and he shoots it from the Edmonton blue line, goes in 4-0. Then that's his hat trick goal. And then for his fourth goal, Verhaeghe turns the puck over, or makes the Oilers turn the puck over. Pass it to Reinhart. Reinhart actually shoots from his own side of center, but it goes in. Otherwise, it would have been an icing. And that is his fourth goal. So of Reinhardt's 4 goals, 1 he shot in himself on a beautiful play. 1 went off his skates, and 2 were empty netters. So probably the easiest 4-goal game, and the last Stanley Cup final 4-goal game since Maurice Rocket Richard 70 years ago. Then we get an Edmonton goal just so Bobrovsky doesn't get the shutout. And it's actually a nice play by Podkolzin. He starts with it here. Connor Brown then gets it to Wallman. Look at Podkolzin. He goes to the net. The puck actually hits Seth Jones in his butt, goes under Bobrovsky's pad, and then Podkolzin sticks it past him into the net. So 5-1's the final. The shots were 29-25 for Edmonton, not Florida. So I know 5-1 looks brutal. 2 of them were empty netters. Face-offs 53-47. Who cares? Not one power play in the game. The hits were okay. Like, that's not like no one was hitting, but they're clean hits for the most. Obviously, Edmonton did not want to take any bad penalties and be put in penalty box. And I got to give Florida for how disciplined they play as well. Okay, I missed a couple donations and stuff when I was doing that, so let's recognize those. First, Adam Lee comes in with the monthly membership message. So let's give you a video, Adam. What's one that we haven't seen yet? Oh yeah, my new dad. Thank you, Adam, for being a member for 16 months. And he says, Demko to the Oilers. Would you dare trade within the division? We will see what happens there. And then Russell paying it forward or paying it back, not even paying it back. That's not why we donate to each other, but gifts of membership. So let's give this to Russell because he hasn't seen the gritty. Let's give it to him one more time. What am I doing there? I'm not even putting my fingers over my eyes. Anyways, thank you, Russell, for the donation for the monthly membership gift. And it goes to Logan, who gets franchise membership for a month. So thank you. Nothing is perfect. Thank you, Adam, and welcome to membership, Logan. Okay, it's perfect. It's 11:15. My count, that's half an hour into the hour show. So let's do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I will get to all of your comments about both of these games, both of these series. Surprisingly, Clay's gritty is good. No, you're very kind, Sarah. I should be paying for it. And Adrian, that's very mean, but no, that is not what triggered the ruptured Achilles. But now that in hindsight, it could. Any of these videos, the couch, the bedroom window, the tortilla slap, by extension, any of those could have led to my leg injury from 2 summers ago. Let's start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and that, of course, is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Lou, Weight Loss Coach. You can check him out at coachpatricklou.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you do so. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of this fine artwork in the background. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks at your next purchase of Vessi shoes. You can also purchase Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. Thank you to everyone who's done so already. Reminders of how you can get involved in the show tonight. You can subscribe to the channel. You can like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. And a reminder that my shows this week, only one more, that would be tomorrow. Where is it? That would be tomorrow, which is Wednesday at 11 p.m. We'll do more recap of the Stanley Cup Finals, some reflections after I'll do some reflections after listening to media, whatever. I'll recap my dinner with the line change. We're not going to live stream it, despite your wishes. not you, Tyler, everyone else's wishes. And then no show on Thursday because I will be at the Abbotsford Canucks game. And reminder, if you're at the Abbey Canucks game, informal meetup, first intermission outside of section 105. All right, friends. Oh, wait. Is it Ricky's birthday? Who says Ricky's birthday? What did Ricky say was his birthday? How did I miss that? Wait, what are you saying, Calvin? What's cringy? Me? That's okay. I can take it. I'm a big boy. Ricky, did you say it's your birthday? I guess it is. So Ricky, no, it's Irvin's donation. So he technically gets to pick. I know he likes the couch. So happy birthday, Ricky. Where's the couch? No, where's the bedroom? So some love to Swervin Yrvin for the $3 donation and a very happy birthday to my man, Ricky. Awesome. Yeah, tickets sold out. Well, at least originally I don't know if they released some late ones, but the 3 games sold out in half an hour. All right, Connor, come say hi for sure. And yes, happy birthday, Ricky. How old are you now? 29 years young is Ricky. All right, let's go. I can do 20 minutes of questions, comments, starting now. With the season over, do you think we see any trades tomorrow that have been in the works for weeks now? No. If you think about Vancouver Canucks in particular, no. If you're thinking about just teams overall, you can trade, as we saw with Anaheim and Rangers. I don't know what the parameters were. Maybe you couldn't trade if you're still in the playoffs, but that only left the 2 teams. I don't know. But no, I don't think we're going to see like the floodgates open or anything like that tomorrow. If you were Marchand, would you hang it up and end on a high note? Perry, on the other hand. Okay, if I'm Marchand, no, I think there's still money to be made. He's still playing at a high level. If I were him, I probably would, because $78 million of career earnings, that's probably enough. I'll take $78,000 in career earnings. But I have a feeling he's still hungry and he's playing at a high level. I think Perry will still want to play. I'm not going to rag him for being on 5 straight Stanley Cup losing teams, given that he's made it to the final 6 years in a row, or 6 of the last 7, which is pretty crazy. And no one truly in there the right mind can say he's the reason. In fact, I would put him as one of the top 5 Oilers in this series. Now that the season's over, what can we hope to get with future considerations on Seattle and Nashville? You know, future considerations, the fact that you can't even name them, it's not going to be much. It's going to be like a low draft pick or a couple $100,000 in cash. Honestly, it's not a lot. Or maybe some good seats at dinner, or I don't know. You know, I should start giving away future considerations as part of my giveaways now. Anyway, I don't expect to see a lot, Yrvin, to be honest with you, for sure. Skinner is serviceable enough on skill alone. I believe Florida won the battle of third lines and top 4 defense. That is fair. That is fair. I don't even know what CJX is called, but have fun, Calvin. Maybe Clay and I will do a little something at dinner. All right, that's up to you, Tyler. That's up to you. That's all I'll say. I'm not bringing any equipment though, so if anything, it's going to be for you and your channel, which I'm happy to do. Sweet, Hugh. I love to see you at first intermission. That's awesome. Clay, how many in all those videos, how many times did you get hurt? Well, I didn't get hurt in any of them, mostly my pride, but potential for pain for sure. Tortilla slap, I got hurt. Window could have got hurt. Couch could have got hurt. Those are the 3. The dancing, you know, I shouldn't really get hurt in those. Again, aside from my pride or my ego. So definitely the tortilla slap, the window, and the couch. Yeah, in my hockey pool, my mom came in 3rd. She beat me on the tiebreaker because she gave Florida 16. I gave them 15. Second place was Game Over, Mark. And then the first place, I don't remember the first name, but it was someone with the Winnipeg Jets in her name. So yeah, I'll send the email out by the weekend along with the money. What do I think is going to happen with Besser? I think the needle has moved a little bit closer towards the middle, i.e. not leaving, but if I had to pick, I would still think that Besser is going to be gone. Thoughts on Lyndon's interview yesterday and his comments about training habits and intensity. I have not watched that interview yet, Yrvin, so I will do that before tomorrow night's show. Or you can give me a quick synopsis in here. Do you feel this loss by the Oilers was demoralizing like Game 7, 2011? I feel worse losing the same person twice. It's hard to say, Edmund. I've never been to that level of competition. Obviously, I'm sure losing stinks no matter what. Losing to the same team twice, that's the, but then the Oilers have done it to the Kings 4 times in a row. I don't know how you can compare them. I think anytime you lose and get that close really, really stinks for sure. Skinner needs to work on the rebound. Exactly. Marchand will still want to play one more year. He has a chance to go Olympics. Good point. Well, McDavid signed an extension on Canada Day. Hey, Gerald, I don't know if it has to be done on that day in particular. Yeah, Pickard was good. Still can't find the upgrade button. Thanks for trying. Let's just trade for Perry just to make it to the finals. I never thought about that, Justin. How likely is it that Petey gets named to Team Sweden? I think ultimately he will be on the Olympic team. I don't know if Perry will want to come here. Want to ask you, and if Summer, do you think you're going to do another channel for guys? Simon, I'm not sure what you're asking, but if you're asking me, am I doing another YouTube channel? No. Let Perry take us to the finals and then scratch him once we get there. Rain, nice to see you. Let's give you the noodle. Thank you for being a member for 3 months, Rain. Florida had to win the Cup. Bobbins on the last year of his contract next season. So who exactly is their goalie of the future? They traded Knight and Levi. That's true. I'm not sure if they're worried about that just right now, but that's a really good point. Let's give some love to Rain in the chat. I've got a dislocated shoulder, wheelchair user with a dislocated shoulder on my good arm at that. Not asking for sympathy, just sharing that. Oh, I'm sorry. You have my sympathy for sure. I'm sorry to hear that, Jay. I know you don't have it easy in the first place. And for you to have a dislocated shoulder on top of it. Did you fall out of your chair? I'm not being sarcastic. Is that how you dislocated? I can't think of how else you may have done it, but I feel bad for you for sure. What do you think about the Olympics teams, hockey teams, in your opinion? And what's your opinion about going to Italy? Oh, I'm not going to Italy. I'm glad the NHL players are going to Italy. And as expected, the US and Canada teams look stacked. Again, it's the top first 6. There's going to be a lot of guys to be named. And then I kind of did this in my video yesterday. And of course, Sweden, Finland, Czech, they all look good as well, for sure. What's ironic is Luongo has one more ring than Tim Thomas, Who's pumping the tires now? Yeah, but I think Thomas is fine with his one ring, and Luongo didn't get his playing. Like, I get what you're trying to say, but I somehow think that Thomas isn't too worried about it for sure. The question to Linden was geared towards Pettersson and how other star players like Eisman and Sedins flipped the switch later in their careers. So what did he say about it? What did he say about it? No problem, Mark. I believe you came in second in my pool, so you can expect a nice little e-transfer this weekend. You were at the you were at the Abbey game. That's awesome, Knuckleback. I am going on Thursday night. Hey, Viper. Okay, I've caught up. That's good. That's good. So more comments, more questions about either of the two games tonight. Oh yeah, Luongo and Marchand, they were taking not selfies, but they're taking pictures together. Yeah, they definitely did. Who do we keep? Lanky can still be traded before Canada Day. Shilovs won't clear waivers, and Demmer has 1 year left, extension eligible. I still think you keep Demko and Lankinen for 1 year and let Shilovs have 1 more year in Abbotsford. There's no risk in losing him. He said they need someone on the roster to hold guys accountable. Gotcha. Tuck and roll and crush my arm. So you're probably protecting yourself. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear, Jay. I'm so sorry to hear. Malhotra can keep people hold people accountable. Jack Hughes seems like a lock for Team USA. I don't think Luke's going to make it. I don't think Luke is one of the top 6 defensemen in the USA. Oh, sweet. Tyler did win a $25 Amazon. You got something for the studio. Oh, sick. You can tell me about it tomorrow while we enjoy our Cactus Club. Looking forward to it. Doing good. Every team I want to win one tonight. Florida, Abbey, Blue Jays, and Team Canada. Nice. You should go buy a lottery ticket, Viper. That's good. 4 for 4. That's very good. Yeah, as I mentioned, I didn't say I wasn't rooting for any particular team. I just wanted to see good hockey. But I think the storylines are more delicious that Florida one, because you're still looking at what happens with Bennett Marchand, and now you're looking at more. I don't think there's going to be any turmoil in the Oilers, but who knows? So keep Lankinen. I think so. Big win for the Jays. Nice. All right, Carol. I'm going to give you the water bottle.
3, 2, 1.
So thank you, legendary Carol Bovenlander. Again, a proper member now in the YouTube space. Thank you, Clay, for helping me fix my issues. You are the best. You are the best, Carol. Thank you for the $5 donation. And it's great, not just because you're donating. It is great to see you active as a member, because I know how much that means to you. So thanks, Carol. Let's give Carol some love in the chat. With Vancouver trading 2 of their free agent signings 7 months after the fact last July, and Heinen and Desharnais, will Yrvin think twice about who they signed this time around? No. Well, yes and no. I agree that you always overspend in free agency. Maybe they've learned the lesson, but they're also not afraid to trade their way out of problems as well. Posterior, the less common type of dislocation. Gotcha. Do you think extending Lankinen became detrimental, since it would look horrible toward the Canucks front office if they extend and they end up trading him? No, I don't think. If they, I've even heard the theory: trade for Bowen Byram and then get him and then trade him somewhere else. So I have no problem with management flipping players if it makes the team better. I think the players understand it's business. They're still getting paid their contracts. Heck, Lankinen might even get moved to a team that's even better. I don't know. I don't worry about how that looks, to be honest with you. Yeah, Shilov needs waivers to go through, but that's why you don't even bring him up to the Canucks in the first place, right? You keep him in Abbotsford. You don't have him make the team. Oh, wait a sec. Wait a sec. Does he have to? I got to find out. Maybe someone knows. if he doesn't make the Canucks out of training camp, do all those guys that are not waiver eligible anymore, do they still have to clear waivers at the start of the year? I guess they do, right? Or not? Or can you just start an Abbotsford? I don't know how it works. I would love to know. Oilers ran out of juice or goaltending crumbled. Yeah, maybe both. Maybe both. If this management group signed their contract extension, with eligible players on July 1st, I think, okay, ask it again, Fangirl. No problem, Shannon. Nice to see you. Hey, Clay, in your opinion, do you think Florida is going to keep their players intact? No, they're going to lose some. They don't have enough money to sign Bennett and Marchand alone. And Ekblad, the big three. They can't sign all three of them, that's for sure. Traded Sprong. Watching this, good luck and motivation for my finals tomorrow. Good luck to no, Jessica. Go study. Unless you're very confident. I'm glad that you're here. But I would not get offended if you go study. Do I think the Canucks will trade a goalie? No, I don't. At least not now. The goalie market is always so bad, right? The goalie market is always so soft. Shelovs is on a one-way deal. Don't think Shelovs can start in the AHL next season. Well, that sucks then. So that's weird. So what does that mean? I would be more confident in a Demko extension on July 1st if Miller and PD signed on that day too. Yeah, they don't sign extensions on July 1st. That's true. Zito hired in 2020, President Trophy 2022, Finals 23, Champ 24-25. Do you see the Canucks even remotely doing something close to that? No. If I was to be honest, no. I want them to, but I think they're a few years away still. Thank you. Shelovs is on a one-way contract, so he has to clear waivers to play in Abby. So does that mean we keep 3 goalies on our roster? That doesn't seem like the best asset management. Wow. Okay, thank you. Keep in mind about 4 or 5 of the Panthers are draft picks. You mean saying that, are you saying that's high or that's low, Yrvin? That the rest of the guys aren't draft picks, they traded for them? You're tired of studying? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Here, the rest were trades and free agents. Yeah, they built the team very well. My brain doesn't function properly after 9. Me neither. That's why I start my stream at 11. That doesn't make sense. You started writing sideways. Well, then turn your piece of paper 90 degrees and then it's back to normal. Is that why she's always laughing in here? That's how I felt last couple of days studying for my 3rd year. Nice. Exhausted from studying because I was done the other courses. That's true. Well, by definition, there's always going to be one course that's going to be last, right? I am completely on board for Marco Rossi. Might have to trade Shelovs if you can't start in the AHL. Trade Demko. I don't think you're going to get what you think is fair value for him. Compared to Dallas, who has a bunch of draft picks in the lineup. And I just think they underperformed. They're a good team too, but they might have to blow it up. If you trade Demko, the team is acquiring an injured prone project. It's not without risk for both Vancouver and the team who could acquire. Great point. Who the heck makes a math final out of 80 mark? Do you mean it's worth 80% of your total grade for the semester? That seems like a big proportion for sure. With all your kids graduating high school, how close is Sean or Jacob from graduating college? Sean's done. Sean graduated from UBC way back in 2023. So he's been out of UBC for 2 years now, working full time. Jacob is going to graduate early next year. So early in 2026. And then Kayla's just starting university. Good problem to have, 3 good goalies, but who do you give up is the question. You can probably get a 2C for Lanky or Demmer. Yeah, maybe. The thing with Zito is that Benning tried to build the Canucks the same way. He just kept acquiring the wrong guys. That's fair. 3rd year final was out 120 with 40% of my grade. I don't see them trading Lankinen after signing that extension. Oh, so it's an 80 mark math quiz, but it's worth 25%. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense for sure. All right, guys, 5 more minutes. By the way, did you like this early start, this 10:45 start, or do you not care? Does it actually not care to you? Actually, I always love your feedback. I'm going to ask you this. What is your ideal show CCC show length. Is it? I'm not going to give you under 30 minutes because that's not nice. 30 to 39 minutes. 40 to 49 minutes. Gosh, by the time I finish typing this out, the show's going to be over. 50 to 59 minutes. 1 hour or longer. Just going to get your feedback. Nothing is binding, as I always say. Sam Reinhart representing West Van nicely. Also, Luongo made another shout out to Canucks fans. I saw that for sure. Yeah, I started at 10:45 today. Langen's contract is not a backup. 4.5 is not a backup. That's a tandem guy. It wasn't by accident that they give him 5 years. So that is the plan, you think? He's the Demko succession plan? I like 10.45, but fine with either. Why do the lower seed teams like Hawks always have more cap space? Well, that's why they're the lower seed teams, Jog, is because they're not as good. They're not as good because they probably don't have the same number of good players. That's why they always have more cap space, if that makes sense. So it makes intuitive sense that the good teams, on average, the good teams would be capped out or close to the cap. The bad teams would have a lot more cap room. Yeah, full tilt. Yeah, I put it on my community tab that I was starting early tonight because I knew that, 10:45 won't be regular for me though, because it's just a weird time. And I like the 11 o'clock start, especially when I don't have plans after. Did you hear the supposed rumor online that scouts back in 2014 won Nylander and Pasternak, but Benning chose Virtanen and McCann? Oh, that's tough. McCann's been okay, but yes, I would take Nylander, Pasternak over Virtanen, McCann every day. 10:30, 11:30 on non-game nights. Hugh, I hear what you're saying, but I don't want to get into the whole thing of flipping back from 11 to 10:30, 11 to 10:30. I actually used to do Sunday night at 10:30 and then Monday night at 11:15 after Canucks After Dark, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11. But to me, that was 3 different times for 5 shows. So then I made Sunday at 11, which actually been really good for me. And then Monday's the only weird one when we do Canucks After Dark. But I'm going to strategize what I'm going to do on Mondays this season. We have the same building blocks as Florida, Quinn, Demko, and PD. I was so excited when we had PD, Demko, and Hughes. We had an elite player at each position. And then we had Miller, Besser, Horvat. That's crazy. And Hronik? No, we didn't have Hronik and Horvat at the same time. Why is 10 hours not an option on the poll? Because I would die. Keep the show concise. Leave us wanting more. There we go. How do you do the goal breakdowns without a copyright strike? Because I already marked them as not eligible for monetization, so I don't get any money from those videos. I wouldn't anyway because they don't do so well. But I marked them as non-monetized. Would you do a full day stream in the summer? Jessica, my dear, I've done 24-hour streams, but I usually do it every 2 years. I've only done it twice. 3 years ago, I did a 24-hour stream. 2 years ago, I did a 12-hour stream. Last year, I did 24-hour streams. So if I was to follow the pattern of only 3 years, I don't know if you can call that a pattern, it would be a 12-hour stream, not a 24-hour stream. Hi, Carly. Am I going to talk about Quinn Hughes making it to the U.S. Olympic team? I did on not a live stream, but I did a vlog about it yesterday. And I don't think there's anything to say because there's no surprise. I think I'll talk about it more once they name the full rosters. Dimmer is like Kemper and was traded for a PLD. I can see Canucks doing something like this. Gotcha. Oh, but you haven't seen one yet. Oh, that's too bad. Why don't you watch one of the old ones? I'm totally kidding. Rumor is Martin might not make a decision until mid-July. Wow. Yeah, and he would be the one that holds everything up, right? A PD photo shoot saying he's so back. That's true. Let's see how he looks versus another NHL team. Yeah, that's true too. I'm going away for 2 weeks in August, so if you do one, you should do it in July. Only if you mukbang with me. That still doesn't sound right. I got to think of a better way of saying it. If you mukbang with me for half of it. Oh, Cindy, you're at the game. That is awesome. Happy for you. And last one, we'll end with this. And then I got to get going. Who here at Seth Jones moving to the Panthers and playing more minutes? Yeah, he became their number one D-man, which was absolutely crazy. Okay, friends, I started 15 minutes early so I could go for a good 55 minutes, which I have done. But I do need to get ready for my church hour now. Got to stay awake, got to return a couple of messages. So thank you. We peaked at about 250 people in here today, which is great. 60 or 70 on YouTube, another 150 or so on X, which is wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for your generosity. Great to have Carol back as a true member, a true bona fide YouTube member now. And thanks to all of you for being here. I want to give a shout out to my moderators for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Thank you to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, who I'm meeting for dinner tomorrow night, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Swervin Yrvin, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support. Thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, like the video, subscribe, leave a late donation. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Lou, weight loss coach. And thank you very much to everyone who went above and beyond tonight. Swervin Yrvin with a $3 donation. Russell with the monthly membership message. Carol gifts 5 memberships, a $25 donation. Major Minor gifted a membership, $5 donation. Line Change, $3. Swervin Yrvin, $3. Adam Lee, monthly membership message. Nothing's perfect. $5 donation via monthly membership. No, sorry, a membership gift. Swervin Yrvin, another $3. Wishing Ricky happy birthday. Rain using a triple M, and Carol with a $5 donation. You guys are all awesome. I'm awesome. We're awesome. Everyone is awesome. Okay, friends. Thanks for being here. I got to go. Oh, I should end the poll real quick. What did you guys say as the poll question? And then I will end the stream. You guys said, what is your ideal CCC show length? Half of you are saying 1 hour or longer. So this is basically an hour. We're at 50. I lost it. We're at 57 minutes now. 50 to 59. So basically 80% of you are saying go at least 50 minutes. 40 to 49. Only 5% of you saying go less than 40 minutes. All right. I'll take that under advisement, even though that doesn't change anything, but that's okay. I still appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you guys all coming here. But until tomorrow, have a good rest of the night. Have a good tomorrow. And I'll see you on my show tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Don't forget to rate the bad joke on the way out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Oh yeah. Before I go, Yrvin did say he will reveal how he keeps winning the leaderboard every night. Once we hit a high 5, we have 3 of the 5 tonight. He wins with 475 points. Just Incredible, Fangirl, Taylor all tied with 150. And then Simon with the 125. Still don't know what it means, but it sure is cool to look at. All right. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. By the way, actually, I'll do this joke, then I'll recognize let's do the donation first. And this is the night where I do have to stop it after this. So thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. You get, in honor of you, this is bad, but in honor of you hurting your shoulder. I'll give you this. Thank you, Jay, for the $2 donation, and I hope that you recover well from your dislocated shoulder. Okay, for real. Let's give Jason love on the way out. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. By the way, do you know when a joke becomes a dad joke? When does a joke become a dad joke? Well, when the punchline becomes apparent. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.